have a pile of ephemera in front of me, little snippets from book pages, some of my own ephemera from my digitals, some magazine clip-outs, things that I find really inspirational right now, lots of botanical images, really beautiful floral patterns. Typically when I have a pile of ephemera that is starting to overflow and is starting to get lost, I like to create envelopes where I can store my ephemera pieces by color, by style, using papers that you already have. Now, the two types of papers that I recommend are always book pages or vellum. This is some beautiful foliage vellum that I purchased from Michael's, and this is some blue tinted vellum. The great thing about using vellum for this project is that whatever you choose to put inside of your envelope, you can typically see it on the other side. You can also use book pages. Now this is some pages from a recipe book. It's thick, it's a little glossy, but it's perfect because it's sturdy and it will hold lots of ephemera. You won't be able to see through it, but you'll at least know that your ephemera will be kept nice and safe, and you can really collage and decorate on top of this paper because of how sturdy it is. And of course, you can also use some pretty decorative paper. So this is some of my paper for my new floral wallpaper set in my shop. This is inspired by some French designs that I fell in love with, and I combined them with some wallpaper pieces. This is a sheet of roses. This is some yellows with some tile print. And then some beautiful yellow roses and some script throughout, and I think I'm going to fuzzy cut this little flower on top of my envelope just to give it some interest. So you can definitely use decorative paper, book pages, or even vellum if you have any on hand. This is the main envelope that everything's going to be put inside of. You'll notice I added a really nice little punch just to distinguish the pocket from the back. I then took some of my blue tinted vellum, which I folded so that we could have this little flap in the front. This is going to be another pocket on the front. So I'm going to show you later on how you adhere it all together, but essentially this is going to be a pocket in the front, and then it's also going to be a pocket here. Here's another lovely little foliage vellum pocket by just folding it in half and then folding this flap down. By sewing it or applying glue, you have a little tuck spot here and a tuck spot in the back. And this will go nicely right inside of our pocket. And then for our beautiful decorative paper, you folded it just like you would if you're creating an easy envelope. I then punched out that same beautiful floral punch to give it some interest, and this is going to be stitched or folded down, adhered with glue, so that we have a pocket on this end and then a full pocket here on the back. Right now I'm going to be adhering glue just to show you exactly where you need to enclose your pocket spaces, and then we can start decorating our envelope pieces. On the front of the blue vellum, I decided to add a little scrap of embossed paper so that I could have an even smaller pocket to put smaller little pieces like little stamps and things like this. So this is glued on top of this flap, and then I folded it over and glued the top and the bottom. So then we would have a side pocket over here, and then you just glue the sides right on top of this flap. So you have a deep pocket over here. So I'm just going to take this to my sewing machine and I'm going to just stitch down on one side, down on the other side. Same thing here, stitch down, down. And then here I'm just going to be stitching across. I just finished passing my pockets through the sewing machine, sewing the sides. Here I sewed the bottom, so we have a tuck spot and a full pocket. And then my open envelope pocket here. So it mimics an envelope, but really it's a pocket and it's open face, so you can easily access any part of the ephemera. So now it's time to take my ephemera pieces and some of my scraps and begin decorating and altering the base of my pockets and my open-faced envelope. I'm really excited to be sharing a new little digital set that's in my shop of labels. I have 3 different labels that I created, some blank ones that you can easily use on top of journal pages, or to decorate your open-faced envelopes or pockets, as you can label what you want to put inside of your envelope. Some sentiment ones which already have some beautiful sayings, some of my illustrations, and some of my favorite sentiments. These would make perfect ephemera pieces on their own. And then of course I created a wallpaper label set which has different types of wallpapers for my collection, and this is what I like to use as a decorative piece. You can use it as a tuck spot, or you can wrap washi tape around it and include it in a pocket, perfect for Happy Mail, or you can use it to decorate your pages. There's florals, there's little butterflies, some really lovely designs. I have pulled out some of my scrap pieces that I have been saving. Some magazine clip outs, some pieces from book pages, scrap paper. This is really sweet. This was from a magazine, I believe, the Flow magazine. And then this was from a French magazine, really lovely imagery. And then some scraps of paper and some sentiments that I think would collage and layer on with those really well. And you'll notice like the tiniest little scrap piece of some decorative paper. This little pocket that I found floating around in my desk. And then this is from a book jacket. Some really lovely sentiments that I'll be using, as I love the green color. And then I also went ahead and I cut up some ephemera from some digitals. This is the edge of this paper that I absolutely love. I want to use it as a tag. And then this is also from the new wallpaper set. I wanted to create a little floating like a bookmark pocket so that I can include the tag in there. So I have lots of scraps to create ephemera with, and this is the fun part. This is when we can start creating and just relaxing, put some music on, and create something that makes you happy.
Call it off and don't look back. Take me off this lonely track. All my worries of yesterday, I can't seem to get away. We were golden, turning blue. I thought you could see it too. Through our hands it slipped away. We were never here to stay. We were so wild and free. We were just kids in love, I guess.